Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is great to have you with me and to be with you once again. I am going to share with you today how I transformed my most recent purchase, this wonderful Funko carriage from Cinderella, and made it the sparkly Funko Pop of my dreams. Let's get started. So I've got Lucifer joining me because Mozart is otherwise engaged in sleeping in the sun. Let's have a look how I transformed this beauty into, I should have my wand out ready, ding, this little beauty. I'm so pleased with this. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I said in my video that I wanted to customize this, and I had dreams of doing it with crystals, and I thought it was going to be very expensive. And then I looked on Temu and I found exactly what I needed to do the project. So I ordered the stuff and it came to about £35, which, to be fair, I actually over ordered, so I didn't need to spend that much. But here are some of the materials that I got. So I actually ordered so many crystals. Okay. I got some wax pencils. I didn't realise the crystals I bought actually had wax pencils with them, so I had no need of these whatsoever. And I bought 2 packs of 6,300 crystals in 5mm, 4mm, no, that one, 4mm, I think, and this one, which is 3mm. And although I measured beforehand to get an approximate kind of feel for how big these would be, I was surprised when they turned up and I was thinking, oh god, these are far too small. Now I will say I have used almost every single one, but so bear in mind 2,100 crystals per pack. I think I've used almost all of those. I have used quite a few of these, the middle size, and then I have quite a few of the small size left. I also bought 2 different colour pinks, and there are 5,000 2mm crystals in each of these, believe it or not. I barely look like I've touched them, that's fine. And I got this glue, which I bought like 4 packs, and it turns out I only needed 1 tube. 1 tube did all of it. So this took me a while. And this was essentially my Olympics project. It was great fun because I ended up customising it while watching the Olympics, mainly the gymnastics, coincidentally. Not that it's coincidence to the theme, because it's got nothing to do with that, but that just happened to be what I was watching in the background, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so much fun. It was so relaxing. It was also time consuming. So to give you a sense of how long this took me and how many crystals, each of these sections, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't actually done this math, so we're doing it live. 8 sections. I reckon each of these took me about 40 minutes. Now some of them took me slightly less, 30 minutes, so probably these ones, just the outside of, this is excluding this bit. But when I got to the back, which was, now let me get it right, I thought this was going to be the most awkward side. So I'd kind of worked my way around to that one. It wasn't. This was the worst side because the wheels are so close to the Funko Pop. So actually this was a pain to get in here and crystal all of this. But I managed it. So that took me longer. So I reckon that probably took me 45, 50 minutes per section, maybe more. I might be underestimating that. These wheels, I would say they probably took me, again, maybe 45 minutes in total, and this section was relatively quick, but I actually would say every section probably took me on average about 40 to 45 minutes. I also did the horses' plumes, their feather headdresses, and those took me, I would say, a little bit less, but probably still half an hour, because there are quite a lot of crystals on there, and again, it just slightly fiddly bits around by the ears. However, it was so worth it. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It was incredibly relaxing. I really enjoyed having the Olympics on in the background. Let's show you the results. So this is what happens when you use at least, let's say, 2,500 crystals. Oh my god. Well, that must be right, because I said I've used almost the entire bag of the big ones. Okay, we used about 2,500 crystals. Oh my god, and I hand placed each of these. Wow. Okay, I'm quite proud of that. Also, I could not find the glue that I had seen recommended on a YouTube video from a few years ago. I'll link it below. So I just bought the glue that I found and showed you. It only had a 3-minute, no, that's not right. Maybe it was right. Its curing time is very short. Was only about 10 to 15 minutes, and then 24 to 48 hours to dry completely. And I did get quite thick glue in certain places because this was my very first time of doing this, other than the Elsa and the Nock one, which I did very, very differently, and I mostly painted with nail varnish. This is all crystals. Look at how it sparkles. It's even better in the sun, I think. We'll have to compare. Oh my god, I can see it reflected in my phone right now. That's what I'm looking at. Just trying to show you that sparkle. So I started off, because also I hadn't, as I say, hadn't done this before, so I wanted to see what I was doing. So I actually started with this bit here around the C on the door and the curtains. That's the bit I started with, and then, oh no, I lied, sorry, I did one of the horses first. I did one of the horses' feathers, then on the carriage. That's the first bit I did, and then I did some wheels, I think, and then I started working. I didn't do these bits until quite late. I think I started round this side where the horses join. That's what I did. And then I was trying to do it section by section around, and I was trying to do each section up and within the segment so that they came out evenly. On the whole, I mostly tried to use the largest size crystals and only the largest size crystals on each of these sections. However, there were some gaps because these are flat backed crystals and I was following a curve, and also it's a shaped segment, so it gets bigger and smaller, so I had to fill in some of the gaps with some of the smaller crystals, and that is what I did. But I'm so pleased with the effect. I really am. I used the light pink crystals on the horses' plumes. I used the darker pink crystals on the curtains, and I used the light pink to be like the tie back as well, and then all the little crystals, so the 2mm ones, and some of the slightly bigger ones are in here, but they're mostly 3mm and 2mm, I'd say, looking at those. They're tiny, they're really tiny. And then the wheels are a combination of the biggest and the middle sized crystals, and then just a couple of the little 2mm. Hopefully this is a bit more interesting than it's sounding as I'm saying it, but the main thing is, look at the sparkle. So my question to you, a couple of questions actually: have you ever customised a Funko Pop in this way? If so, which one did you do? How long did it take you? Would you do it again, and did you enjoy it, and were you happy with the outcome? Multiple questions apparently. And which do you prefer? Because I ended up with two of these. I have Robin's one, which is the original one that I bought, and then I got this one on eBay with the other two characters, and because it was only £20 more to get the two characters, the Fairy Godmother and Cinderella, with the carriage out of box than it was just to buy a boxed carriage, I bought a second one. So that's why we've got two. But I quite like having the before and the after, and this one is going to live in its box and this one will live out of box because it doesn't have one. I don't know if it would fit back into the box now, having got all these crystals, because it's got to add quite a lot to it, and this is so much heavier than this. But yeah, that is what it looks like. So which do you prefer? Because I still think they're both fabulous. But I'm not going to lie, I am just so pleased with how this came out. It honestly, I don't think it could have come out any better, and I'm really pleased with the colour match of the crystals. I know it is a slightly different colour from the original Funko Pop, but oh, it's so shiny. It really is shiny, and that just makes me so happy. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing it. Like I say, let me know if you've done anything similar. I'm really hoping all the crystals will stay in place. So far I've just noticed one which has maybe shifted or come off since I finished it, but that's fine. I can refill that one. Other than that, everything seems to be very secure and where I originally positioned it. And I did this over a series of days. I was doing one segment a night for a number of nights, and then the most I did was 3 in one go, and that was when I got round to this side. And that was mainly because, unlike with the other segments where I'd worked within the contours of the segment and worked up, bottom up, because it got easier as I got further up, and if I'd have worked down it would have made it really hard to get into the bottom bit here, whereas this is open so it's easy. When it came to this bit, because it was so awkwardly close to the wheels, I had to work from the bottom up along the whole of the 3 segments that are affected, so that made it very different to work with than each of the individual other sections that I could work up. So that's how I did it, but it worked really well. Like I say, it was well worth how I ended up getting the crystals into that bit, because hopefully you can see they literally go right down to the bottom. Let's hold this very carefully because I've got to hold the crystals to show you. The very bottom of the Funko, and using the wax pencil, that's what I did. So I got my crystals and then I kind of pushed them in place. Actually, it wasn't just that was what I used mainly, but the glue, when you open it, it also has a very fine and quite long, like maybe 1.5 centimetres, 2 centimetres long metal bit, which is what goes into the glue to stop it from drying out when you close it. That actually was perfect for pushing the crystals into place where I couldn't quite reach with my fingers or the wax pencil. So there you go. I've been so excited to show you this. Like I say, I really hope you like it. I love it. I think Cinderella is going to have to move up on the shelves because this is fabulous and I want to show it off. Not to be too big-headed about it, but I'm just so pleased with how it came out. It could not have gone any better. So I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I say, let me know in the comments below if you have done anything like this before. And until next time, take care and bye for now.